is a bed that I had, it's a permanent bed, so this is the first year that it's permanent. I had peas in this row and in the row behind me. So these are my drip irrigation tubes, and I'm getting ready to replant this bed for a fall crop. So I've succession planted peas, and then when the peas were about halfway up, I actually put a row of lettuce. This is actually baby lettuce growing back off the stump. And I left the stumps right in because their root mass will actually aerate the soil and keep those air pockets down through and keep this bed loose. So what I've got here is a tool called a broad fork, and instead of rototilling, use a broad fork. And what this does is it doesn't damage worms. It doesn't well, I guess if you stabbed it, it would damage a worm, but it's not the same as a rototiller because you don't invert the soil. So all the weed seeds of all of my past sins, which means not weeding the garden, stay underground. And so you can see that I had top dressed this bed with Quaddy, or I don't know if it was Quaddy, Scudic, this spring. And so now we're going to top dress with Quaddy because I'm changing products as I work through the beds over the season. So a broad fork is pretty simple. You can see this end of the garden is actually a little bit more compacted. And this is all a broad fork does. I'm trying to break up, down below these raised beds is hardpan left over from when I used to use my rototiller. And I have a big tractor with a 7-foot rototiller. And at the bottom of the tines is where I'm hitting that hardpan. And so I just move backwards through the whole row like this. Try not to stab myself in the toes. And that's all you gotta do. So now this is all aerated, and we can top dress with some more compost. I really don't need, for this garden space, I don't need that much. So some of you guys have some clay soil where you're looking at me right now going, there's no way those tines would go down in my soil. But you need to understand I've worked on this for years, and this is what you can get to. This would be ideal. So, get your compost. And then I'm going to get my rake. And I'm just going to spread this out. Depending on what was here, you could add a little bit of fertilizer at this point and mix it in with the compost that you're top dressing with. This particular row had peas in it, and like some of the other videos we just shot, peas are a nitrogen fixer. So I don't really need to add that much fertilizer to this particular bed. So we're just going to add Quaddy because that has the calcium in it, and then we're going to replant.